I just finished having an interesting theological debate with a Seventh-day Adventist minister, which I would say was very, very educational. I don't know about you, but I come up with my best material, my best ideas and concepts through debating or while debating. It could perhaps be the idea of, in Michelet, of iron sharpening iron, but whatever it is, I notice that when I have a worthy adversary, my mind turns out interesting thoughts. In this debate, I asked the question, why do I, as a Jewish man who claimed to have an awesome relationship with the Creator, who finds life in every word of God's instructions, who notices the injustice in the world, an injustice that can only be remedied through God's divine plan. I believe that God so loved the world that He gave us His holy instructions to aspire to. Why would I need Jesus or Islam for that? Now, if this works, why would I need that? Now, the word works is ultimately the important word here. Why, if I have a gun, do I need a knife? You see, friends, what we're doing here is analyzing the purposefulness of religion. Now, Judaism had a mission to complete, which was by being a light to the nations, they would bring the world to ethical monotheism and elevate it to its final messianic age. So, wouldn't accepting Christianity or Islam be a statement that our mission was either fulfilled or voided? Why voided? Because Islam and Christianity both claim that this is also their goal. So, if the goals haven't changed, why should we adopt newer, flimsier religions? Unless God is truly indecisive in His plans of repairing the world. Just as if God gave you a car to drive in and then said, wait, this car is no good anymore, and then gave you a bike. You understand? God's pencil does not have or need an eraser. We as religious, ethical monotheists have only one goal on earth. Just one main goal: to make the world a better place. And our tools for accomplishing that goal are the religions we choose. Islam and Christianity both agree that God first appointed the Jews with that mission by giving them His holy instructions to do it through the 5 books of Moses. Still full of purpose, and still the task is not complete. I hope you're getting my drift. Why should you look outside the divine plan when it already had it all? You could believe like Abraham, cry like Jacob, dance like David. All this in what is known as Judaism today. So, religions are tools, and there's only one thing that matters with tools: what gets the job done. Because ultimately, truth is the signature of God. If it is true, it is divinely inspired. In other words, if it works, it's divinely inspired. So I'm here to tell you that Judaism was the first belief system that taught you that God desired goodness, that He desired it so much that He gave us His precious instructions to make sure that He got it. So why would God abolish His whole initial system and institute a new system such as Christianity or Islam? Sure beats me. But if the Jews would have become so detestable and purposeless, okay, fine. It would be fair for the Almighty to wipe those Jews from existence and start fresh with others, but not toss out the whole playbook completely. I'll tell you something you probably never heard a Jew say, so listen up. Jews in themselves are nothing. We're nothing, just as silly as any other purposeless people on earth today. The only thing that makes us special is what we believe and how those beliefs shape our behavior. Other religions teach that because Jews did not accept Jesus or Muhammad, God turned His back on them. Now, what must that look like? God turning His back on His people. Friends, those familiar with the Hebrew scriptures know the answer. If you don't, I'll remind you. We see in this week's Parsha Shlach, also in Parshas Kasisa, we see God telling Moshe Rabbeinu that he's going to wipe out all the Israelites and begin over through him. So, what's the pasuk trying to tell us? Well, apart from telling us that the Jews are only special to HaKadosh Baruch Hu when they're doing His will, this pasuk is telling us what God will do after abandoning the Israelites. And it's not creating a new religion. He states that through Moshe Rabbeinu, His plan will be done. One of the dumbest things I hear is when people classify Jews as a race. People who say such things should really reread their Chumashim, because the Jewish people are a concept, an idea, straight from the mind of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As a matter of fact, Chazal teach that anyone who shuns idolatry is a Jew. You understand? You may wipe out a people, but you can't wipe out the concept of the Jewish nation. Why? Because that's why God told Moshe Rabbeinu, with them or without them, we'll get the job done. I'll recreate the Jewish people through you. To use a common cliche, God would not throw out the baby with the bathwater. As a matter of fact, because the purpose of the Jew is to bring the world to ethical monotheism, once the job has been completed, the Jewish mission and idea will cease to exist. If there is no job, there is no employees. What do I mean by cease? The Navi speaks of that glorious era when the world will not know war anymore, where a man will not have to tell his brother, know the Lord, for they will all know him from the least of them to the greatest. Just as the Rambam brings down in the name of Rav Shimon in Hilchos Brachas that all the nations will convert to Judaism, and we shall be ultimately one people. Friends, Torah and its purpose in the world is as valid today as it was on Har Sinai. And I'm here to tell you not to settle for flimsier copies of the original, but to grasp onto that eternal torch that we call Torah that will ultimately illuminate the world. If you're interested in learning more about Judaism or the 7 Laws of Noah, please visit bejewish.org. There you will have audio and video that can help you on your journey. And if you're interested in converting to Judaism, please visit your local Orthodox synagogue and tell the rabbi, I want to be Jewish. He may test your sincerity, but persevere, and you will be Jewish. Thank you.